Welcome to the Temple of Flame. On today, Faith Black Lights, we take a look at this. And what this is from Brushfire Farms, it is the Blackberry Pepper Jam. And so we've got, what do we got? We've got chile de arbol, we've got chile pekin, and that's it. So it's a very sort of mild as far as a sort of pepper jam goes. I went to the sacred store, the hallowed halls of one of the BYT locations to get something else entirely. A different jam, as it were, and that one will be coming at some point if it's not up already. And of course, these are in the Spicy Sweets playlist. You can see them all. But I went there for something else entirely, and I got stuck as soon as I saw this. It's like, well, I'm not going any further. As soon as I saw Blackberry. I love me some blackberries. I don't see them in jams and jellies a whole lot. So when I do, you know, my ears perk up. My eyes open wide. And just no way around it. I smell apple cider vinegar, which I'm very nervous about. I'm hoping for chunks of blackberry in here. I love blackberries. And I see a lot of seeds. I see the sort of pale brownish stuff here. I was hoping for something more blackberry colored, I guess, and for more blackberries. But what really matters is not so much, you know, how this is visually. It matters more how it tastes. I do smell a lot of the cider vinegar, which I can't say I'm pleased about that presence there, but well, let's give it a go and just see what happens. Yeah, very low spice. I'm not getting a lot of blackberry out of this. Damn it. Damn it. I got tricked. There is some blackberry flavor here, but it's a sort of vague berry-ish flavor almost. It's blackberry with other stuff for sure. It is not straightforward blackberry. It's blackberry and other things. I mean, it's pretty tasty. It's not what I was hoping for, though. I'll just be honest there. But it still is pretty tasty. So let's try it on a variety of stuff. I got some Bretons for the occasion. Bretons, as you know, if you've been looking at some of my other jelly videos or cheese videos, I do think I have them in both a lot, but this is one of my favorite crackers. Where are these out of again? Come here, you. South Carolina. I thought these might have been British, Breton, but they're right here in the USA. Okay, let's throw some jelly, or jam rather, just right on the cracker by itself. Before we get in, I got a bunch of stuff to try this on today. Kind of random stuff. The crackers are great. I really almost feel like the Blackberry is kind of missing here a little bit. Like the flavor is a bit lost. I am getting more so peppers out of this one than I did with some of the other Brushfire flavors. So peppers are I think, a little bit more forward in the mix. Sugar as well. And of course that apple cider vinegar, that trendy nonsense everybody seems to have such a fondness for. All right, so we got cheddar as usual. We got this one. I mentioned this one of the other ones. This is Belgioioso. How do I say this? Belgioioso, I guess. This is Wisconsin. It's a Fontina. And I got some cream cheese. And I've got, well, we have a variety of stuff to try. We'll get to all that. Let's do the cheese section first. So we'll knock off a couple of the cheddars here first. That over there. There's my, there it is. So why don't we, well, it's not gonna, I need to probably put this as the base. I think it needs to spread. Whoop. All right, so we'll go with a little cheddar here. This should be good. Uh-oh. You never go wrong. You never go wrong with cheddar, at least a medium, and a sweet jelly. That's dynamite. That was really good. All right, I've never had this cheese before, so let me get a baseline here. It's Belgioioso. 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 There's just almost a slight chemical taste to it. It reminds me a little bit of butter case. It's a very creamy cheese. I don't know what that chemical taste is to it, though. I don't like that. Whatever that is. Whatever that. It's like an off, almost bitter taste to it. It's very bizarre. Okay, we'll see how it goes here. If you've ever had infected beer, and if you know what I'm talking about, infected beer has this really odd sort of medicine-y sort of icky, bittery taste to it. It's very distinct. It kind of reminds me of that just a little bit. We'll see if it improves with this. Cheddar is definitely better. Oh, it wasn't bad. I mean, I guess I've seen that a number of times in stores. I never had it before, and I always kind of wonder what it was like. Now I know. I guess that bit of curiosity itch has been scratched. I might have to figure out something else to do. I mean, I could just have cheese and jelly on toast, I guess, to finish that out. That's not one of my favorite cheeses. So we'll see how it goes with some cream cheese. I got the spreadable kind because I didn't want to have to sit and fight it. We'll see how spreadable it actually is. It's not whipped, but it should be, yeah, it's not bad. It's almost like a stiff butter almost to spread it. All right. Huh. So this one we have where it's got sugar and some of the other stuff. Plain is much more forward than the actual berries. It needs a pretty strong cheese flavor to stand up to that. And honestly, this was not. I think I taste this solo. Okay, this is, so I didn't get Philadelphia, I got the store brand one. This is an extremely mild cream cheese, which I think is probably kind of part of the issue there. Dang it. Oh, you know what, let me do this. So I made some cornbread, and part of the mission this year, this winter. Last winter, of course, I did brownies, and there's a video called the Fire Brownies. I believe that's also in the Spicy Sweets playlist that you can go check out. That was my project last winter. This winter, this actually is me starting. Like, I'm literally just starting the process to try to get a base. So this is a unadorned, super, super plain cornbread. And there's already, like, I see the recipe that I'm using as framework. I actually kept it pretty close, which is rare for me, to the recipe that I was using. And there's a number of things I don't like about it already. So I have to definitely modify the recipe quite a bit. But if I'm successful with this, you'll be seeing a video on that probably, well, depending on when this is posted, maybe before or after this. But this is the front, this is the very front of it. So we're going to try this cornbread here. I made it fresh about an hour and a half ago. So we're going to try it just with the jelly. Okay, with the jelly by itself, that wasn't very enjoyable. Let's try it with cream cheese jelly. I know this is kind of an odd pairing. Cornbread and some of this other stuff. The recipe I followed, I'll be honest, it's exceedingly bland. Okay. It was better with the cream cheese. To be sure. But neither one of those was something I'm going to be having again. So far, the best one has been with the medium cheddar. For sure. Not even close. And the medium cheddar with this was quite good. But you get a lot of grace from, I feel like, with medium cheddar. So, okay. We got to do one more, and we all know what this is going to be. It's a classic. This is definitely more of a, they call it a jam, but it definitely is more jellied than some of the other ones I had. I mean, it's not bad, but it is definitely apple cider vinegar and sweet. And it's just very, there's a little bit there from the peppers, and it's just vaguely blackberry. It's just, blackberry, that's my biggest comment here, I think, is that blackberry needs to be way more forward as far as flavor. But we'll do a little peanut butter and jelly cracker. See how that flies. About the only time I ever had peanut butter and jelly is during these videos. Even as a kid, I was never really a super big fan of peanut butter and jelly, though. So, I guess it makes a lot of sense. I've not reverted back to it as an adult. That's not bad. But again, it's sort of just a sweet, sort of vaguely berry flavored, along with a little bit of tartness from the vinegar, a little bit of heat from the peppers. So, in a lot of ways, this one actually kind of reminds me of how grape jelly relates to actual grapes. And that grape jelly is such a muted thing comparatively to like actual real grapes. And I kind of feel like that's what happened here with this one. Like I adore blackberries. Blackberries are one of my favorite sort of fruits. And I've had other berry sauces where blackberry's been kind of forward. I don't think I've had other jellies as much. A lot of other berries seem to get chosen for jellies and jams more so than blackberry does. Blackberry is a very underrated berry, but it is not I don't know that I would call it necessarily a forceful one, per se. It is, if you have it by itself, kind of like grapes, I kind of feel like that is one of the better presentations. And I say this as someone who likes artificial grape flavoring. Like, I enjoy that as well, like grape crush and junk like that. I'm fine with that. With this one, you know, and maybe it's a function of me liking blackberries as much as I do, but I can't help but feel just a bit disappointed at what is being presented here. It is, I mean, it's a blackberry jelly in terms of, you know, you've got the sugar, you've got, like I said, the tartness of the vinegar. You do have blackberries in there. There's seeds and there's little bits of the skin and stuff. For me, there's just not enough blackberry in this. It's a third ingredient after sugar and after the vinegar. But you know, for all that, it's just, I think it needed to be a lot more. Maybe it should have been preserves or something like that, where you have a lot more actual discernible chunks of the actual fruit in there, or reserves. Like I said, I don't know any of those terms. I don't know what those mean comparatively. All I can say here is that for me, there's not enough blackberry flavor in here. And so, I mean, this is okay. Like, it's not bad. And I will certainly eat through this whole thing. But I just find myself really, really, really wishing blackberry had just a much stronger presence in the flavor profile here. Like, I always get worried when I open up one of these and I instantly get a whiff of the apple cider vinegar. It's jarring every time that happens, and I get nervous because I'm like, oh, I'm afraid of what I'm in for here. And unfortunately, with this one, my fears did turn out to be maybe more than a tad justified as far as that goes. So heat-wise, it's like the other brush fires I've had. Arbol and Peking are just not ever. You're just not going to ever get a sort of too much of a heat charge out of those particular peppers, and this is very mild. I wouldn't even get a default one, actually. So it was fun experimenting. The cornbread thing, I wasn't sure how that was going to work, and I have been meaning to get cream cheese in some of these. Like cheddar, I think I do in almost every one of them. Cheddar is an extremely good baseline for this, and cheddar was the best one. And then I try some new stuff too that I've never had before, like this, which I will probably not ever have again, in fact, after this is over. So, I succumbed to temptation, and I guess at the end of the day, I'm just left feeling just a tad underwhelmed. It's not bad or anything like that. It just wasn't what I had my hopes up for. And we'll just leave it right there. So that was the Brushfire Farms Blackberry Pepper Jam. Now go forth in peace to serve the flame.